And welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. In the previous episode, we were successful in delivering cargo to the space dock. However, in doing so, we discovered a fatal design flaw in the ship that did the delivery, in that the vehicle was not equipped to be able to return to Kerbin after making the delivery. And so Bill Kerman is now trapped in orbit in a ship that, while it does have RCS thrusters, there are no RCS fuel tanks aboard, nor is there rocket engine fuel or a rocket engine by which he could use to deorbit. And so it is necessary to rescue Bill Kerman before he craps in his spacesuit so much that he has no air to breathe. And so we adjourn to the Space Center and thence to the Vehicle Assembly Building to get busy working on a rescue ship. Okay. Go ahead with a single band pod. And let's tend to the important detail of installing a parachute. Whoops, that one. And let's just take care of our return stage first. Okay, this here will be the return stage for the ship. Go ahead and throw some thrusters on here. Okay, so there is a little bit of maneuvering capability, and it can return to Kerbin. Well, wait a minute. Let's give it some control authority as well. Okay. All right, that part is good, but we need to have some way to work out a rescue. I'm thinking perhaps wonder, will that work? Okay, it looks a little goofy, I'll admit, but let's see. Lander struts. Like so. And like so. I don't know. It doesn't quite look like it's going to be very good. All right, let's throw this up. Take the parachute and just put it on the side of the capsule. And then a decoupler on top. lander struts. Here. I wonder would the other lander struts be better for this particular mission. Yeah, I think maybe. Basically, this will form something of a basket that will catch the capsule that Bill Kerbin is trapped in. And then we close the lander legs like back to this position. And oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that'd be right. I think so. Let's go ahead and give this a name. Rescue 1. Save it. Go out here to the launch pad. Just make sure these lander legs are going to work the way I think they are. And let's see, the physics engine catches up with us. Okay. Hit the gear. Okay, so assume that position, fly up to the capsule, and then raise the gear like that to capture it. That should work. Okay. Let's just go ahead and end that flight. Back to the VAB. Okay, we've got a decent rescue craft here. This is the orbital part. Now, let's do something about the part of the vehicle that's going to get it up there. All right. And this is going to be pretty much a straightforward thing here. Okay, get a fuel line in here. Strut on the other side. And struts up here. Oh, good night. Gigantic wing on the side of the rocket. That'd be interesting. All right, now switch to symmetry, move this, and replace it. Okay, a little bit of stratification here. And I'd say it looks like we've got a vehicle that can get up there, rendezvous with Bill Kerman, and get him down. Throw a flight engineer on here. How's our thrust to weight ratio? Looks good. Now, is there anything else I should put on here? Perhaps I don't need that, but I kind of have this feeling that I'd rather overdo it than underdo it, you know? Which is why I'm doing this as well. And then 2 more. Okay. Throw on the stability enhancers, and I think we're ready to go. Save that sucker. Give the staging a once over. Oh yeah. Glad I thought to look at that. We want all of these engines to fire at the same time. And the boosters separate there. Okay, that's good. This one separates up there. Let's just bring that up here. So the engine lights at the same time. We have thrusters and thruster fuel. Okay, let's allow for more maneuvering than we actually think we're going to need to do. And put 2 tanks of RCS on there. Okay. I would say Rescue 1 is ready to go. Yeah. All right. Let's launch it. All right. And we have Bob Kerman in the pilot seat this time. Let's see what we have here. Rendezvous. We are going to rendezvous with Cargo 5. We need a 108-kilometer orbit. So let's power up and get going. Nice quick ascent. Not wasting any time. Bob is busy crapping his pants. Ascending nice and smoothly, passing through 10,000 and starting a gravity turn. apoapsis is already up to 55. Maintaining the heading here, so let's throttle off for a bit and see if we can't fix that. RCS thrusters to help us out. SAS off. And yes, I made a really bad mistake by not putting gimbling engines on this thing. Our apoapsis is already clearly way above what we need, so we just need to get facing prograde. Come on. I'd rather not burn up all the RCS fuel before we do a actual rendezvous. We're back to 80 degrees. We just need to get over to 90. Getting close. Okay, we're in position. Time to apoapsis is 30 seconds. Let's bring the periapsis up to, well, 108 or so. It's going to be what we need. Now the ship just got easier to maneuver. Periapsis coming up. We're still growing the apoapsis a little bit, but I think we can deal with that later. Frankly, the ship had way more boost at liftoff than it actually needed. And I think in the interest of maintaining maneuverability, just before the apoapsis comes up to a positive number, I'm going to cut this lower stage loose. And now the rest of it is so much easier to maneuver. Very good. All right, we're on the 90. Let's have a look at our orbit. Well, actually, it isn't quite an orbit yet. We still have to finish bringing the periapsis up. Okay. Periapsis up to 108. All right, SAS off. Use reverse translation to fix that. Okay, that's good. All right. Now we need to get around to periapsis and bring the apoapsis down. And then we can see about a rendezvous with cargo 5. And actually, periapsis needs to be lower than it is, so let's bring it down. I forgot that we need to be able to move faster than the target ship. So let's bring that periapsis down to 90 something. 98 or so. And yes, I'm using a lot of RCS doing this, but it's easier than turning the whole ship around and lining up retrograde right now. Okay, now RCS off. Save the remaining fuel. And get around to periapsis. See what we can do about getting set up. Get around here. All right, give myself plenty of time to get lined up retrograde. Well, that was easier than it was the last time. Okay, bring the apoapsis down to about 98. Wait till we're just a teensy bit past apoapsis to do the burn. That way we have less chance of affecting the periapsis. I mean periapsis. I didn't mean apoapsis. Well, past periapsis to do the burn so we can lower the apoapsis without messing with the periapsis. There, that's what I was trying to say. Fine-tune our position. Bring apoapsis down to 98. You can't hardly ask for it to be any closer to circular than that. All right. So we have an orbit of 98. The target has an orbit of 104. I'm going to consult my chart here. And so 695, let's see, 600 plus 98. I'm going to go ahead and call that 700 as a ballpark. And the target orbit is 104. Call that 705. So 700 by 7:05. When we close to within 12.7 kilometers, we will be able to do a burn for rendezvous. And how far are we now? 1,036 kilometers. And we're closing at 9.3 meters a second. This is going to take a while.